Hey everybody, happy Wednesday night, happy Facebook Live. I'm Melissa Thomas, C2C Stamping. Let me grab my basket of stuff that we're gonna work on tonight. Oh man, I just hit my knee on the table. We are going to play with the Yeti Christmas set, which is really fun. There was a stamp set that came out with the Yeti. Let me show you. Called Yeti to Party, and I knew I wanted to get it, and I also knew that, hey Lynn, I wanted to make some fun Christmas cards with it. I love the Is It Christmas Yeti sentiment. And then Stampin' Up announced that they were doing something called Perfect Partners. So Perfect Partners is, they're running it in September. It'll start on September 1. And it gives die sets to match some of the stamp sets in our annual and our holiday catalog. So there's a couple of stamp sets that I had eyed and said, golly, I'd really like that, but it doesn't have dies. I don't know. Like, I'm used to kind of having dies and being able to cut things out and pop things up and give them dimension. So they came out with a die set for the Yeti, and I was like, oh, well, now I'm sold. I have to get it. They also came out with die sets for 5 or 6 other sets, including the Apple, I think it's called Apple Blossoms. Let me see. I have it here in my pile. Apple Harvest. So I'll show that one off today too, because I think it's really pretty. This could be a really nice set for Rosh Hashanah. It could also be great for back to school, teacher appreciation. I always love Apple themed things. So I'm going to show you guys that too. Let me just make sure that I can see us over here and I can see your comments. I also know I met someone a couple weeks ago and she got all excited about meeting me. And then I found out that she watches and she doesn't comment. And so I know that there's some of you who are watching and not commenting. So don't lurk, please say hi. I actually literally don't know you're here unless you comment. So please say hello. Please chime in. And let me know that you're here. I would love to know who enjoys watching and what you enjoy about the stuff that we're doing. So please say hello. I promise that I won't, call you out or do anything super embarrassing. But okay, I'm gonna move this stuff back and we're going to have some fun with the Yeti. All right, so hold on one second. Okie dokie. I'm gonna make sure I'd move my mount a little bit. Okay, good. Oop. Okay, I know that I know that the font is backwards because Facebook changed their settings again, and I just cannot. I can't get it straight. So anyway, they keep moving all the buttons on me. But it says, get Yeti to party. It's your birthday. Is it Christmas Yeti? Winter wishes and holiday hugs. And the fonts are kind of fun. They're kind of sketchy. There's the cute little mountains. There's all sorts of things he can hold. But what the dies did was the reason I was really excited about the die, this is just my little magnetic holder for on my desk. Maybe I'm excited. So the die cuts him out, right, which is great. And then there's another die and it just has a cut at the top. And this actually cuts a little slot right above his hand so that you can tuck stuff in his arm. So he can be holding a tree or a present or the little heart you can tuck in there. Hey, Patsy. So super cute, super fun. It of course has, dies to cut out all the fun little cute treats and packages. And then the other die that was in this set, I don't want to lose this. So there's also a couple of other cute dies. There's this really neat window, so you could make an igloo. There's also a really cute scarf die that kind of embosses the paper so he can wear a scarf. There's also dies for all of the little shapes, the mountains, and even the mountain toppers. So it's a really fun little die set, and you can see here I was playing with a bunch of different little, I was trying lots of different things for him to hold. So it's a really fun, it's a fun die set. It's also a really fun stamp set just to play with. So we're gonna make a card with this set. Before we do that, I'm gonna move my little package and my die over here. I wanted to show you the other one. So this is the Apple Harvest, and the die set for this one, let me bust in here, maybe. So the sentiments say, the greatest gift is a good friend. Hope you're feeling better, and thanks for your kindness. Oh, I think those are sweet. But the die set's pretty phenomenal. Like, I was like, oh. It has multiple blossoms, multiple leaves, so you can do one pass and cut a whole bunch out. It's got some really cool scallops. It's got a beautiful tag for this long, skinny sentiment, which is really nice because it doesn't really fit any of our other dies. It's got, you know, ones to cut out the, you know, the sets, the stamped images. It's got even really neat little middle pieces for the blossoms on here. So it's got all these little middle pieces, a branch, which is really nice. So this is a pretty fancy die set. And I was really impressed by the value. So if you bought the stamp set, you can get the dies. If you haven't bought the stamp sets yet, you can actually get them as a bundle in September for 10% off. So they will honor the bundle price if you haven't bought either one. And I will let you know, hey Pat, nice to see you. I will let you know the other stamp sets that are on the Perfect Partners, I think that's what it is. Perfect Partners, Perfect Pairs. Anyways, I'll look it up. And then there we go. And I'll let you know the other ones. So the other Perfect Partner sets are, it goes with Fresh Cut Flowers is the stamp set. The Birthday Piggy, Trimming the Tree, Waterfall Canyon. So the Birthday Piggy is super duper cute. It has this really adorable little wagon that you can pull the pig in. The Waterfall Canyon's that one in the catalog that has like the waterfalls coming down. And then the Fresh Cut Flowers is a really pretty floral set. So, and then Trimming the Tree is a Christmas one that was, I believe it was available in the annual catalog. Let me just make sure. Oh, that's intriguing. They don't tell you. But I'm pretty sure that that was one of the ones that was available in the annual catalog that didn't have a coordinating die set. So pretty cool, and really excited to have some nice die sets. This is a really nice, I really like the Apple one a lot. Okay, so we're gonna make the Yeti card. We had a shoebox swap this weekend, and this is the card that I designed. So when we do a shoebox swap, and I can probably come in a little bit. When we do a shoebox swap, we each design a card for one another to make, which is fun. And I'm gonna show you all the shoebox swaps because they were really fun. And then I'm also gonna show you a couple of hippo cards because celebration is almost over. And I have a couple of friends have made me some really cute hippo cards. So Michelle Cox came over this weekend and she made this adorable hippo card for me. And I just love the hippos dancing. And then Susan Rutherford is a friend of mine, and we traded some celebration samples. So this was one, that hippo's so cute. And then Love You a Ton. I just love that with the little glasses on her. And I like the gray and white gingham in the back. I think that's really nice. And then Always on Point. I love the scallop here and how it looks like a little stage. And she used the free celebration paper in the background as well. So I loved this. I thought this is a really beautiful card. This is my favorite. Susan, if you're watching, this one's my favorite. Thanks so much. And Susan and I are partners, and we do a lot of things together in our business. And so it's just really fun to have someone to collaborate with. Okay, so I'm going to show you the other shoebox swaps in a bit. We're going to make this one first. So let me get out my, goodness gracious, y'all. There's a lot going on this desk. Now the biggest question is, where is my packet? Ooh, that is a good question. Huh. I'm like, well, I had, oh, there it is. Okay, good. I was like, I had an extra packet. All right, so when we do a shoebox swap, we do it as demonstrators, and we cut everything out to make it really easy. We try to prep as much as possible so that it's really, really easy for you to come, sit down, and make a card. Now, mine is not as simple as I would have hoped. I did have this piece of gold paper, and they did stamp and die cut the little package on it. It does need to be stamped on Stays-On. If you're gonna stamp on foil paper, you need to stamp in a permanent ink. So I did the black Stays-On, so just FYI. And then we've got kind of all of our other little pieces here. So we've got our Mossy Meadow card base, and then we've got some pieces to stamp or to mount. We've got I like to think of this as like a piece of wallpaper, and then we've got our little scene that we're gonna build. So there's trees, and then on top of the trees, I put that snowy flocking paper because I thought that was kind of fun, and then we're gonna just kind of back that there. So how did I mount this? So I just got some glue, and I don't know where my snail is right now, so we're just gonna run with what we got, because, you know, that's that. And what I did is I just kind of held this here and said, okay, that looks, you know, it looks like we're gonna put it about here. And the nice thing about the wet glue, right, is that you have kind of an extra second or two if you wanna like push it over or push it down. That looks pretty good. All right, and then we're just gonna layer this on top. And the window is narrower, so I know I can put some glue on the left and the right and nobody will see it, which is nice. So, there we go. No one's gonna see that. That's terrific. Okay, and then I did pop this up on dimensionals because I wanted that height. Like I thought it looked really nice with a little bit of height there. So we're gonna take our edges and we're gonna, so this is a piece of paper from that Beauty Awash, Wash and Flowers, I don't know. Whatever that paper is that is super floral. And it's not a piece that I like this side, but I don't really love this side. But I picked it because it reminds me of like wallpaper, maybe in my 70s house growing up, I don't know. And so I felt like this would be a good, I wanted the Yeti inside the house. I didn't want him outside. There are a couple of samples out there that show him like in front of an igloo or outside in the snow. One of the reasons I wanted him inside the house and not outside the house was because I wanted to be looking out. And I also wanted a little bit more contrast. I think that it's harder to see him in the snow, clearly. And that's, you know, that's the whole abdominal snowman Yeti guy, right? All right. So now we've got our window and our snow. And I'm making messes, and that's fun. All right, and then I did just a white piece for the inside because you'd have to put a piece of white. And then I used a little bit of the holly, boughs of holly paper, DSP, because I thought it had similar tones. And I end up using the reverse side for his scarf. So this piece is where his scarf came from, which is kind of fun. And so it has all of the same kinds of colors. That designer series paper is really interesting because it has a interesting variety of greens and reds. It has Poppy Parade, Real Red, Cherry Cobbler, and it also has Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, and Shaded Spruce or Evening Evergreen, one of them. Anyway, it's quite the cornucopia of reds and greens. And so I thought that was good because it kind of ties everything together. So I'm just kind of fancy up the inside a little bit. And then we're gonna build our little Yeti. All right. So, here we go. So the other thing I'm getting ready this week is next week we have Backstage, which is our Stampin' Up conference for leaders. We haven't had a one in person ever, actually, because the year they decided to start doing it, we sadly, COVID happened. So we're going to New Orleans and it's going to be awesome and I'm really excited. So, all right, so we're going to stamp the sentiment and I'm just going to stamp it over on the right and then we're going to trim it off with our trimmer. So I'm going to use my Poppy Parade ink pad. Oh yeah, and then on the inside of this one, I did stamp Winter Wishes and Holiday Hugs. So if you wanted to do that, you know, you could. Or just Winter Wishes or just Holiday Hugs or whatever you want to do. Or none of the above. All right, so there we go, we've got that. You could just cut that with scissors. I actually just use my little trimmer. I just have a little like tiny guillotine trimmer and I just cut it there. Okay, and then here we go, get some more pieces. All right. So I'm gonna wait to put that on until we figure out where our Yeti's going. So we'll hang tight on that. All right, so now I've got a large scrap piece for my Yeti and his coffee mug. Wouldn't you die laughing if you saw a Yeti? Like if you came downstairs Christmas morning and there's a Yeti in your house? I think I would die. All right. So, here we go. All right, so we're gonna stamp this in Memento, partly because Memento is easiest and gentlest on our photopolymer stamps, but also because we're gonna add a little bit of color with the blend markers. So there's our Yeti. He makes me laugh like every single time. There's our little cup of coffee or hot cocoa or what have you. All right, and then I'm gonna run this over to the machine and I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna cut him out. I'm gonna cut the little pocket for him, and I can actually do both at the same time, which is really nice. And then I'm also going to cut the little coffee cup out. So you tell me, what stamp set are you loving the most from the holiday catalog? So you guys give me some comments and tell me what, ooh, trying to see if there are any more comments. You guys tell me. I'll be right back. Oh, Lynn, that's a great question. So the magnetic plate for the little machine is delayed because they ended up recalling and refunding the magnetic plate for the big machine. So unfortunately, they still have not come up with the secret sauce to having it be sturdy so that it doesn't warp, but also have it be where it doesn't peel apart. So sadly, there is no update on that. All right, so we're gonna add some Balmy Blue. And what I did is, he's kind of sketchy, right? And so I just added a little bit of Balmy Blue where I thought there might be shadows. So down here on the bottom of him, and I just was real sketchy about it, and I wasn't really consistent or perfect. Definitely like in his little armpit here, right? I did a little bit up here just because I felt like we needed a little around his face. And then I did a little bit kind of on the inside of his face here. And I thought that that was a good way to kind of highlight him and just give him a little bit of color, but not, you know, we don't have to color all of them. But the blue, it's hard to see because you guys are so far away. Let me see if I can get it closer so you can see the blue. Yeah, there, you can see. So it just kind of highlights him. And then we've tucked away, right? We've gotten a little piece here. So I've got my package, and my package is actually, I use the adhesive sheets on here. So I'm actually just going to like open it up, and I'm gonna like kind of stick it right there, which is easy peasy. And then, oops, I forgot his scarf. Never mind, I must apply his scarf first, and then he can carry his package. So we're gonna get the scarf, and we're gonna add a little bit of glue. And then I could have done the scarf with adhesive sheets too, but I chose not to. All right, so we've got his scarf, and then we've got the package. Nice. I'm gonna flip that over, and I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back of him. And then we're gonna color our little cup here. So all I did was I added a little bit of brown to the inside. And yeah, I know, I wish it was better news, Lynn. I've just been using like washi tape on mine, and I guess that's just, you know, that's just what it is. Like, we're just gonna have to use washi tape to hold things down. So for this set, I definitely used washi tape because there's no way to get these little pieces to hold down if you want them to. And if you want to stamp and then punch, it's definitely gotta have some washi. All right, so we did a little bit of dark on the bottom, a little bit of lighter on the top. We're gonna add a little bit of glue here so that he can hold his cup, which is fine here, my friend. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna dimensional the back. So what's nice about that is now that we've got kind of all of our pieces here, right now I can dimensional him, and I can kind of use it as an opportunity to glue everything down a little extra, right? So I can have his leg and his other leg, his head. All right, so there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, Mr. Yeti, run through the house with some hot cocoa, please. Oh, I need to have it over just a little bit more. I don't want to go too far off the card or else it won't fit in the envelope, right? And then we've got the sentiment. And I must know, is it Christmas Yeti? Yeah, it's a really cute stamp set, and it's probably not one that was like on your radar maybe to begin with, but I hope that this inspired you and got you thinking about it, but also thinking about the other ones that are in the Perfect Partners set, because they have some really unique dies that are not just for cutting out the pieces. They do some pretty special things. If this is one that you are looking at, I would highly encourage you to get it in the month of September, because it will have the dies to go with it, which is really nice. So, all right, so I want to show you the other swaps that we did, the other shoebox swaps, so you can see what everyone else made, which is always fun. All right. Don't mind me, here we go. All right, so our friend Buffy designed this cute little gnome card, and I love the little mushrooms, and then we colored the mushroom house, and then this gnome is from the paper. I will say that if you don't want to invest in the gnome stamp set, way off your radar, I know, Lynn. If you don't want to invest in the gnome stamp set, you could just buy the paper and you can cut the gnomes and the little gnome houses out, and you can make plenty of gnome cards. And there's like, you don't even have to get the gnome set. So just FYI. So super cute. Our friend Michelle Cox designed this really cute one with the, these are boxes. Oh gosh, I forget the name of this set. I'll find it. But I was really surprised because I was like, what are you going to do for a card? And it turned out really, really cute. The boxes you can make like a little advent calendar with. It's called Design a Treat. And the bat box is super cute. The number dies come with it, and the little like label die that coordinates with this. And as you can see, that label, it's teeny tiny. I mean, those numbers are gonna be teeny tiny. You definitely need the adhesive sheets for this. But there's an antler for the reindeer, and there's a bunny, and it's just adorable. So, and then our friend also made a minion box. Anyway, very cute. The card's very cute. Love it. All right. Our friend Jill designed this one, and it's a little extra, but it's beautiful. So this is Watercolor Resist. So stamp this, heat emboss it in white, and then you just watercolor wash over it. Really fun. It's got that pine bough embossing folder, some joy, and then a little bit of that snowflake paper, but she used the non-fuzzy one. She used the iridescent one. So really cool card. I love this one. It's really great. Our friend Athena designed this one with the bird, and I just love the aspen dies. It's a gorgeous set. Putting this glimmer paper behind it is like extra wow. It's quite fancy, so I love that. And the other thing she did is she ran the, it's hard to see because of all the shininess, but she ran the whole thing through the timber embossing folder. So this piece is not only die cut, but also embossed. It's really cool in person. Our friend Esther designed this really cute card with the tree lot dies or tree lot stamp sets. And I will tell you that I'm very happy that there wasn't a lot of die cutting to do on this one because this set's kind of intense. But this is a really cute card. I love it. And then she used a different stamp set with really nice sentiments in it for the sentiment. So that was nice. Elena designed a really cute pumpkin. I love the black and white stripe, and just thought this was really neat. And I enjoyed the fact that she stamped this on yellow, so you didn't have to do a ton of coloring, right? Instead of having to like stamp it on white and then color a bunch of yellow and stuff too. So that was cool. Patsy designed this beautiful card with the Splendid Day suite, and I love it. These embellishments are thick. They're definitely, I mean, they'll go through the mail, but you should definitely put an extra stamp on there. But this paper is just so pretty. It was hard to cover it up, that's for sure. Our friend Michelle Brownstein designed this adorable card with the Scotty dog, and on the inside it says, "May your days be furry and bright." And then the really cool stripes, you just cut one set going one way and one the other, and then you layer them, and it has this really cool visual effect. And then there's some of that boughs of holly paper in the background. And then our friend Crystal Wilson designed this beautiful card with the rings of nature. That's just extra, extra, extra to the nth degree. I love it. And it's beautiful. I love it with Eclipso coral. I think it's really nice. And I think that is it. So that is where we are at. So going to Backstage next week, I have to bring some swaps. I know, isn't it? It's just amazing, Lynn. I have to bring some swaps. I don't have to, but I'm bringing swaps next week to Backstage. So when I come back, I'll have some wonderful swaps to show you from the leaders. I will be on next week, Wednesday night, and I will have a fun project to show you then. But until then, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Please know that I have an event that has both in-person and to-go stuff available It's on Labor Day, and I'm doing it with Susan Rutherford. We're doing like a kind of a technique morning, and then we're doing some more straightforward cards in the afternoon with a cottage wreath. And in the morning, we're using the Fond of Autumn set. It's really pretty. But if you're interested in going, please check that out. I'm going to rotate up really quick. Well, that was fun. You probably lost everything right about there. We have a great event planned out. So check out the events on my Facebook page, and you'll see, sorry about that. I decided to call SOS. So we have some great events planned over the next couple of months. I've got the event in Wimberley at Bella Vita, but it's also available to go. So if you just want to have that mailed to you, you can do that. We also have our Merry Makers, our Christmas series, which is going on. And next month will be Ringed with Nature, which is a really fun set. And it's neat to try to, create some Christmas cards with it, but also know that there's a lot of other cards that you can create with it. And then I'm going to do a bingo next month, which is exciting. I've got retreat in October. My retreat is sold out, but I will be doing a retreat in a box. So if you're interested, I'll post that. So just be checking out the Facebook page. If you're not on my newsletter list and you want to be, please let me know. And it was nice to see everybody. I hope you have a great week. Happy back to school for all the kids. I know it's been a busy week here, just getting back into the grind, but yeah, have a great week. Thanks, y'all. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.